Hello everyone, we have Anasta the Sacrifice, the new hero on the test server. As we saw from the patch notes, she is a Mauler hero. She's going to be a strength-based hero as well. Her class is a warrior, and her primary role is continuous damage. So I want to look at her skills first. I'm going to start with her ultimate skill, Spiral Cleave. Anasta breaks nearby enemies' shields, dealing 280% attack rating damage to them twice with the final strike, knocking down all enemies before her, dealing 360% attack rating damage to them. If Anasta strikes an enemy she is currently in a confrontation with, the confrontation effect will be extended by 4 seconds. So it's hard to tell what they mean by confrontation. I guess we're going to find that out later. Level 2 damage values are respectively increased to 300% and 380% attack rating damage, and then also with level 3, increased to 320 and 400% attack rating damage. Okay, looking at the second skill, Shattered Shields. Anasta deals 220% attack rating damage to all enemies before her, reducing their shield values by 30% for 7 seconds. If there are 2 or fewer targets within attack range, the damage dealt is increased to 340% attack rating damage, and enemies' shield values are reduced by 50%. Level 2 damage values are respectively increased to 240% and 360% attack rating. Level 3 enemies' shield values are respectively reduced by 40% and 60%. And level 4 damage values increased to 260% and 380% attack rating. So yeah, it seems like her first 2 skills here are really focused on reducing the shield of the enemies here, which sounds pretty good. And yeah, also doing some damage to the enemies as well. Okay, let's look at the third skill, Confrontation. So I'm guessing this is the skill with the Confrontation ability. Anasta initiates a confrontation with the nearest enemy target, immobilizing the target for 7 seconds, while other nearby enemies are terrified for 1.5 seconds. Anasta prioritizes her attacks against the target she is confronting throughout the confrontation period, and is immune to taunts, during which time her skills deal additional damage equal to 6% of the enemy's max health, but do not exceed 300% of her own attack rating. Confrontation period lasts for 9 seconds, so increasing the confrontation period by 2 seconds. Other nearby enemies are terrified for 2.5 seconds, so increasing the terrified period by 1 second here. And also with the last 2 skills, like always, have the Engraving. So this is the first Engraving skill with level 4. The enemy target that is in confrontation with Anasta is unable to receive the majority of buffs from their allies, but will retain their pre-existing buffs. So yeah, not being allowed to receive any buffs from the allies here, or the majority of buffs, I should say. I'm guessing that by the majority they're actually going to get some buffs, but not all of them. But they will be able to retain their pre-existing buffs here. Okay, let's see about the last skill, Mauler's Prowess. Anasta gains 2 stacks of Brawler's Protection, reducing the amount of damage she receives by 16% per stack, and recovers 40% of her attack rating as health every second for 6 seconds. This effect can be stacked up to 2 times if Anasta receives damage that exceeds 10% of her max health from the enemy she is currently in a confrontation with. 1 stack of Brawler's Protection is lost, and Anasta initiates a counterattack that deals 320% attack rating damage to all nearby enemies. Level 2 damage is increased to 350% attack rating. Level 3, Anasta gains 3 stacks of Brawler's Protection, which can be stacked up to a maximum of 3 times. And here's the second Engraving skill. Each stack reduces the amount of damage Anasta receives by 20%, and she recovers 60% of her attack rating as health every second for 8 seconds. So yeah, the damage reduction looks to be going up here to 20%, and she will recover 60% of her attack rating as health every second for 8 seconds. That sounds pretty powerful. Hopefully she'll be able to gain quite a bit of health from that second Engraving skill. Let's move on to the signature item. Wind Cleaver. Signature item skill is Inextinguishable Might. Throughout the confrontation period, Anasta gains 15 tenacity points, and the duration of most debuffs she may be suffering from is shortened by 15%. Gaining tenacity and also shortening the debuffs she gets, so that sounds pretty powerful. The plus 10, if number of enemies within Anasta's attack range is 2 or fewer, she will deal 20% more damage to them for 7 seconds. So dealing more damage to enemies when the attack range of these enemies is 2 or fewer. The plus 20. Throughout the confrontation period, Anasta gains 30 tenacity points, and the duration of most debuffs she may be suffering from is shortened by 30%. So again, raising that tenacity and also lowering the time she is suffering from debuffs. And the plus 30. If the number of enemies within Anasta's attack range is 2 or fewer, she will deal 35% more damage to them for 7 seconds. So dealing more damage to enemies when there are fewer enemies in her attack range. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. Sounds like a pretty good signature item. Let's move on to the furniture. Let's see about her furniture. The Austere Resolve. With her 3/3, when Anasta deals damage to the enemy target she is currently in a confrontation with, she receives 1 stack of Brawler's Protection. This effect may be triggered once every 5 seconds. So giving her even more Brawler's Protection here. And I believe that, if I remember correctly, that allows her to use some damage reduction. So allowing her to get some damage reduction there with the Brawler's Protection. And also the 9/9, when Anasta initiates a confrontation, all allied heroes are granted 2 stacks of Brawler's Protection. When allied heroes with Brawler's Protection deal damage to the enemy in a confrontation with Anasta, they will immediately gain 1 stack of Brawler's Protection. This effect can be used once every 8 seconds. Brawler's Protection will be removed from allies when they suffer damage from the confrontation target, but they will not initiate a counter-strike against a target. This effect can be stacked 2 times. I think this 9/9 might be situational here. I guess it kind of depends on how long the allies maintain that Brawler's Protection. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how well. I think that might be a little situational there, though. Other than that, it looks pretty good. The furniture looks really good. I want to look at the Arena of Trells as well. I want to see how well she performs within the Wooden Dummy and also the Arena Guardian. Okay, here we are. The Arena of Trells is not opened yet. So yeah, perfect opportunity to test on the Wooden Dummy. Let's go ahead and do the Wooden Dummy first. Reduce the speed here so I can see what's going on. And there we go. Getting that shield there. And there's the ultimate ability. And also there's the terrifying for the amount of time there. That was a pretty powerful strike there. Also a pretty powerful strike there, killing that enemy there. There's the mark on top there, and I'm thinking that mark means that that's the hero she's in confrontation with. Or maybe not, because it actually appeared on all 3. Maybe it's this orange hue there. There's an orange ring at the bottom of the enemy here. Maybe that's the hero that she's in confrontation with. Yeah, that's what might be there. And she has the mark on top of the enemies as well. It looks pretty cool. Her abilities look pretty cool here. Let's see how well she does within the Arena Guardian. See what heroes we actually get from here. So yeah, hopefully we get some pretty good heroes to test her out with. Okay, so we have a variety of heroes here. I might just put her on the bottom here. Yeah, I don't know if I really want her going up against Moro. Let's see. I might put Nara back there to get that Moro. And let's do Brutus, and I guess let's do Skryth in the middle there. Let's just see what happens with this battle. See how well. Yeah, I believe if I remember Audrey's attack, the farther the enemies are away, the more damage she deals to them, I believe. I can't quite remember on that, but I think that's what happens with Audrey's skill. And just like I wanted, Moro being pulled in by Nara. and hopefully Brutus can survive a little bit here, allowing Brutus being a tanking hero here. Also, reducing the defense of these heroes here, allowing Nara to do even more damage, and allowing everyone else to do even more damage here. And there goes Sgriath pulling everyone together here. And I think one of the big problems here is going to be Lucius with that shield. We need to take down Lucius, and there goes Audrey. Or not Audrey, there goes Anasta, I mean. And yeah, it looks like we're actually not going to take this one down here. Yeah, that survivability is looking a little weak from her, just based on this first battle. Yeah, it looks like the survivability is just a tiny bit weak. She was one of the first heroes to go down there. Let's look at her damage, though. Let's see what she was able to do in that time. Not doing as much damage as Sgriath, but not bad damage from her. Also doing quite a bit of healing there. Yeah, almost matched up with healing from Brutus as well. And Brutus took a lot of the damage there. Overall, looks like survivability might be a little bit lacking. I feel like she's going to be... I feel like just from this battle alone, she could be sort of situational. Yeah, I think we just need to get her going. I think she could do just fine, but yeah, I feel like the she's at her weakest point is when at the beginning of the battle. That's when she's at her weakest. So yeah, getting her to survive past that beginning of the battle, I think she could do pretty well. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. There'll be a button above my head that will allow you to do that. And there will also be a video over there that you can watch as well. And thanks for watching.